The Spurs were on the verge of a Game 7 comeback after a weird first half, only scoring 34 points, down 13 at the half. It all came down to the last 25 seconds of the game. The Spurs were down 4 points. LaMarcus Aldridge trying to defend. Greg Popovich running up and down the sideline, shouting. But this arena was way too loud. LaMarcus didn't hear him. He did not end up fouling, and the Spurs lost. A vet, LaMarcus, should have known. Let's hear what he had to say.
Didn't hear him. Crowd was loud. I missed it. That's it. I just didn't foul, and that was it. Should have. I didn't. Nothing else to say about it.
Well, obviously, he didn't hear anybody because he didn't foul.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody heard him. It was pretty loud. Yeah, I mean, we should have, but just didn't get it done.
You know, he's usually, has his head on the swivel, does the right things, but, I guess he couldn't hear.
Yeah, I don't know. I know L.A. was far up top of the key. I'm not sure if they heard him. We were so down low, we couldn't leave our man go foul and give up a layup. And, before we tried anything, it was a little bit too late.
A disappointing ending to the Spurs season. San Antonio not headed to Portland, not headed to the second rounds of the playoffs. This is the first time since 1992 that the Spurs have had consecutive first-round playoff losses. Reporting from Denver for Sports Tonight, I'm Adriana Torres. It was a scary start to Game 7. Lots of missed shots and lots of missed opportunities. In fact, there were lots of missed opportunities in this series with the Nuggets, including that Game 2 that's still haunting the Spurs. They think that if they would have won that, they would have been going to Portland.
There's a couple games we had in this series. We had them pretty much won. And then towards the end, just let it go. I'm always remember that.
It was all the one percenters, the little things, the probably attention to detail stuff that we just couldn't quite grasp and be able to execute. And I think down the stretch and important parts of the game, that's where we kind of let ourselves down.
We gave ourselves a chance in this series. We just didn't finish it, and we gave ourselves a chance all season. So we're not satisfied with this. Everyone's disappointed. Everyone's going to go home and try to get better this summer.
It still doesn't feel real to me. I feel like the season doesn't seem like it should be over, but it is. And you can tip your hat to Denver because they played well.
I guess it wasn't meant to be. But no, we saw some good shots. They went in, went out. Can't do anything about it.
The Spurs finished with 51 wins, both with the regular season and postseason. San Antonio has 50-plus wins in 21 of the 23 seasons that head coach Greg Popovich is in San Antonio. Now, Pop was asked, of course, is he going to be returning as head coach? I think he never wants to hear that question ever again. Reporting from Denver for Sports Tonight, I'm Adriana Torres. The start of Game 7 was just as ugly as the end of it. Of course, it came down to LaMarcus Aldridge not fouling, and that might have cost the Spurs the game and a trip to Portland. But the Nuggets learned a lot about the Spurs over the last 7 games, and in the end, the Nuggets did prove to be the higher seed and the better team.
We had the right tools in the toolbox to be able to get this job done, but at the end of the day, we got outplayed. And all the respect in the world to Denver and their mindset and ability to come out and give us a hiding when it counted.
Nice to see that the group didn't hang their heads and came back in and had an opportunity. But Denver, they did a great job. I'm really happy for them in a strange sort of way.
It's tough. It's tough, man. This is a game I think we all thought we can get. They played tough. It's going to take a while to get this out of my head. It's a tough game.
The Spurs also added that their elimination was not all about Game 7. If they would have won Game 2 while they were up by 20 points, they probably would have been headed to Portland. Instead, they're headed back to the Alamo City, and their season's over. Reporting for Big State Sports from Denver, I'm Adriana Torres. The Spurs had a lot of uncertainty entering this season. New faces, young talent, stars gone, but they've come a long way. Proved people wrong. They are a playoff team. Even if it had a sour ending, they're proud of how the season went.
The fighters, you know, people counted us out before the season even started. We fought through a lot this season. Injuries, played through a lot. And we still, still had a chance to, win a game 7 in the playoffs. So, I'd say this is, obviously we wish we were still playing, but, we fought hard this whole season. We have a lot to keep our head up on.
When you think back to day one of training camp, it's like, geez, we've come a long way. And we need to understand that as a group and the things that we've been able to accomplish. Just it's a salty taste in our mouth right now when you think about it, but it's impressive for sure.
A lot of great times, learned a lot playing with a new group of guys. Seeing a lot of guys grow, me getting comfortable and making it this far. Definitely was a journey for sure.
This season we saw young stars budding, Derek White, Bryn Forbes, and of course next season we look forward to the return of DeJounte Murray, a bright future ahead now. The only question is, will Coach Pop be back in San Antonio? Reporting for Big State Sports, I'm Adriana Torres.